Hi again, this is Michelle with The Singing Baker, and today I thought I would travel to Asia today. I'm going to be making some pork satays with a delicious peanut sauce. So for our shopping list today, for the pork loin, we're going to be needing a little bit of ingredients. We're going to make a really nice marinade. So we'll start with our 2 pounds of boneless pork loin. We will need some ground coriander, some ground turmeric, some salt, a little bit of brown sugar, juice from about half of a lemon, and some shallots, as well as peanut oil. And then for our delicious peanut satay sauce, we're going to be needing some peanut butter, some chilies, some shallots, a little bit more lemon juice, some peanut oil, some coconut milk, brown sugar, and salt. And on top of that, in addition to the food ingredients, we will also need a little package of those skewers. So you're going to be looking for wooden skewers that are about maybe 6 inches long. And we're going to be basically soaking those later to thread the pork cubes on. So we will get started. Okay, so my first step is to take my boneless pork loin, and I'm going to basically cut them into about 1-inch cubes. And then I'm going to put them in a nice shallow dish here. And then in a little bit we will be making the marinade for that. So I'm going to go ahead and take that and just start slicing it down. I just love Asian food. And it's nice to go out every once in a while. There's a few favorites of mine in the community here that I like to visit. But sometimes I just like making it at home. So I'm going to go ahead and make slices out of this boneless pork loin, and then I'm going to take the slices and turn those into strips and then cube them up. So now we have our pork all cubed up here. I've made 1/2-inch, 1-inch cubes and just put it in a bowl. I've gotten started on my marinade. So I'm starting with my peanut oil. I've measured it in a measuring cup, and I'm actually just going to use this to mix it up. So using this as my bowl. I'm going to put the ground coriander in here, my ground turmeric, my salt, some brown sugar, and a little bit of lemon juice from about half of a lemon. And I'm going to mix this all up here, and then I'm also going to dice up a shallot. It's 1 large shallot, or you can get about 2 small ones, 2 mini ones. So mixing this up pretty good here, and I'm going to get my shallot and cut this up. Just take the peel off. And I have also my broiler set to preheat. So I'm basically going to be dicing up this shallot pretty small here. Okay, so I'm done dicing up my shallot. I'm just going to mix it to the marinade. And what we're going to do is we're going to leave the pork inside this marinade for at least 2 hours. If you actually have a little more time, it's really nice to have it marinate overnight. So depending on how much time you have, but try to give it at least 2 hours so the flavors really meld together there. So just mix up the shallots in that, and then we're going to pour it over our pork. Get all that yumminess in there. I'm going to mix it up and then just cover it and put it in the fridge for marinating. here we go. Okay, so our pork has been in the fridge for about an hour and a half or so, so I'm going to get started on a couple more things. I have my wooden skewers, and these are those 6-inch wooden skewers that I was mentioning earlier. You're going to put them in a shallow dish and then cover them with water so that they can soak in there. That actually helps them from not burning while you put them in the oven to broil later. So I'm just going to set those to the side. And I'm going to get started on our peanut satay sauce. So the start of it is basically our coconut milk, and then I'm going to add some items to that. We've got our peanut butter. Add that in there. And again, I'm just going to use my measuring cup. Saves me from doing a little bit of dishes later. So just use this as my bowl. And we've got our lemon juice. Keep mixing that up. We've got some peanut oil here. A little bit of brown sugar. And a little salt. So I'm going to keep mixing that. Get it pretty mixed, and then last items I'm going to be adding in here are some red chilies that I'm going to dice up pretty small, as well as some shallot. So we're going to get a beautiful peanut coconut sauce here. Keep stirring that. There we go. Okay, so I'm just going to set that to the side. The more you stir it, you'll get that light brown color, and that's what you're looking for. So I'm going to get started on dicing up my shallot here. If you want a really fine dice, you basically just cut it across like this, and then cut it as you would an onion the other direction. Basically long ways, and then go back the other way, and you'll get nice small pieces. Now the chilies in this recipe, you can always vary based on how spicy you might want it. You can certainly add more chilies. I usually add about 2 or so, and that's a good amount for me and my family. If you don't like any heat, you can certainly leave it out if you want. I like a little bit of heat in it. You could maybe just use 1 if you just want it mildly spicy. Okay, that's pretty small right there, so I'm going to add it into my sauce. And then I'll get to my peppers here. So I'm taking off the stems, and then I'm going to de-seed it. So just going to go through, make these as small as I can, and then I'll add that to the sauce as well. And then you just basically set the sauce aside to basically marinate all the flavors together, and then you're going to serve the sauce with the pork later. So I'm almost done dicing up my red chilies here, and I'm going to add it to our satay sauce. And our pork has been in the fridge marinating for about a couple hours, so I'm going to go grab those afterwards and get started on skewering our pork. Okay, so now that we're done with our satay sauce, I put it in a nice little bowl here. Just going to let that sit. And I've taken my pork out of the fridge. It's been marinating for a little while now, so we're good to go. And I have set my oven to broil to start preheating. I'm going to start to take my skewers, and I'm going to basically thread maybe 2 to 3 pieces of pork on each skewer, and I'm just going to lay them out on this broiler pan and then brush it with a little bit of oil at the very end before I put it in the oven there. Okay, so our pork satay skewers are out of the oven. They've been broiling for about 20 to 25 minutes. They have a nice golden char on them. And I'm just going to go ahead and set up my tray here. I'm going to put the nice peanut satay sauce that we made earlier in the middle. And as you can see, some of your skewers will still get a little bit dark on you, but it's a lot worse if you don't actually soak them. So you want to make sure not to skip that step. I sometimes do that towards the beginning of the process when I'm putting this meal together, because at times you can actually forget to do that, which is a very important step there. Okay. Get these set up beautifully, and then we'll dig in to have a little try. And they're perfect little bite-size little appetizers here. So again, it's fun to do in the middle of the week, just at home with your family, or you can have it for a nice little party if you're having a few people over. So I'm going to go ahead and dig into one. Put a little bit of yummy sauce on it. If you've enjoyed this video, please give me a like, and make sure to hit the subscribe button so that you can check out all the videos coming up as well. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and have a little dig in here. You can either eat it right off the skewer, or you can take it off with a fork here. You can really taste the nice turmeric and the coriander in there, the nice peanut flavor, and the sauce is delicious. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and until next time, I hope you enjoyed our trip to Asia.